guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I was sitting wondering what the heck am I going to make a video on, because I didn't have any footage prepared to upload to my channel yesterday. Today is Sunday when I usually upload on Saturday, but I was thinking what can I film, and it popped into my head that I would talk about one of the places that has been on my bucket list since I very first learned about it. And you can probably already tell by the thumbnail where I'm going with this, but I'll give you guys a little bit of background. So back when I was in high school, I believe I was a 10th grader or 11th grader. One of those, I think I was in 11th grade maybe. So this has been a place that I've been wanting to go to for probably close to 12 years now. And I don't really know, I don't know what, well, I do know what intrigued me so much about this, but I just remember learning about this in high school, and I was just so fascinated with it, how, you know, such a disaster like this could happen. And, you know, it just kind of like started spiraling my research on Chernobyl. And I'm often really surprised when I talk about this to people that not enough people know what the Chernobyl disaster was. In case any of you guys are new to Chernobyl and you don't know what Chernobyl is, I'll give you guys like the whole little summary without getting all scientific. But what happened was, I believe it was, I should know this off the top of my head, but now I'm blanking. It was, I think, like 87 this all occurred. So Chernobyl was a nuclear power plant, and Reactor 4 blew up, and it has been known as the worst disaster in history, because it made just all the surrounding areas around Chernobyl for just hundreds and thousands of miles inhabitable. And that is just so crazy. And at one point it was threatening Europe as a whole. So it's just really, really crazy, all the effects. It's just really, really insane at the amount of people this killed. It's just so sad. And I mean, I don't even think, no one even has like a, you know, an exact estimate, because the thing about this is it shot off all this radiation everywhere. So you have workers that didn't even know the dangers of this, really, you know, to the fullest extent. And so they're out there working in this. People are dying because they're subjecting themselves to astronomical amounts of radiation. People are dropping off like flies. And then you have people that, you know, reporters and things like that were reporting, you know, I think I read like one article of this guy, helicopter pilot, and he later died like years later just because of the radiation effects. And I think that's what's so scary about it all, is just the fact that you can't see it, and oftentimes you don't think about the effects that it's going to have, you know, 10-20 years later down the road. And that's when a lot of people started dying too, was, you know, after the fact, after, you know, Chernobyl happened and everything like that. You also have the city of Pripyat, which was a city that was housing everyone that was working in the nuclear power plant and their families. And, you know, when this happened, they thought they were going to be back in their houses in 24 hours, and they never came back. And so, like I said, Pripyat, Chernobyl, and just all around, I don't even remember just the mileage, but it is a massive amount that is just completely uninhabitable, because there's so much radiation still throughout. I think it was actually just at the beginning of last year they finally finished building the containment structure that was going to go over Reactor 4, because the old one that they built when it first happened, it was, you know, caving in. It was really old, and so you had so much at risk too with that. If it, you know, caved in, you know, radiation could get out and everything. So they built this new container essentially that just over Reactor 4, over the old structure. And that, like I said, I think they've finally put that over. It went on, I think maybe it was like at the beginning of last year, and I forget how many countries were involved in funding this, because it was just this massive amount that it took to fundraise to build this. But I'm gonna save you guys all the details. I could go on and on and on and on about Chernobyl. I could just go on and on and on about, like, you know, things that started happening there. You know, so many babies that were born around that time. The mothers, you know, got exposed to so much radiation that their babies came out, you know, extremely deformed, and you had all these deformities coming out, you know, in animals. You know, it was almost something out of a horror movie. So it's just, it's really, really sad, everything that happened. But with all that said, all that awful stuff, it leads me to what you guys are probably thinking, well, Morgan, all this stuff happened. Why in this world would you possibly want to go there? And you know what? I honestly, I don't know how to answer that question, because you guys know I love going to abandoned places. I think it's just I don't really know what intrigues me so much. I guess it's because it's almost like a time capsule, especially with something like Chernobyl. It is literally just frozen in time. People have not lived there in, like, you know, 30 something years. All these structures and, you know, kids' toys, everything that were just left as is. And it's really just like this time capsule, and it's just interesting, I feel like, to be able to walk through that. I don't know, almost to be able to go through that and see how that impacts you as a person, just walking through that, knowing what all happened. So until the last 3 or 4 years, this place has been absolutely no trespassing. It's been guarded. Like, this was not a place that you could dare go to. And I think it was 3 or 4 years ago they finally lifted that, and now you can get permits through the government and you can actually go in Chernobyl, and they have tour guides now that will take you through Chernobyl, so you can, you know, take a look, and which is something that I'm really intrigued. The problem is, though, I don't really have any friends that, when I tell people, there was a meme too that was going around the internet not too long ago, and it was like, you know, some people dream about going to Paris. I dream about going to Chernobyl, and it was the Ferris wheel. It's like this iconic picture that you see everyone. If you were to Google in Chernobyl, you're probably going to see this Ferris wheel come up. I think it opened the same day the Chernobyl disaster happened. So it was only open for 1 day, and then of course that happened and it was, you know, gone to waste. So that is one of the famous photos. That's probably, like, you know, one of the most iconic things aside from Reactor 4 is that Ferris wheel in Pripyat. That's one of the places that you can go into that's one of the places that you can go to on the tour. But my biggest thing is, and it's gotten me thinking, because everyone that I tell about this, they think I'm absolutely crazy, and it's really gotten me thinking, because you know, I really don't trust the whole thing of it's safe. I mean, how safe is it really? I know there's, you know, I know you're subjecting yourself to potential radiation, and, you know, I guess it's really got me thinking of how much radiation am I really, you know, I don't know, what's too much radiation? I don't know. It's really got me thinking. I don't want to subject myself to something that is potentially going to affect me, you know, 10, 20 years from now. Really what has started the process, because I told myself this year was going to be the year that I was going to go to the Ukraine, I was going to visit Chernobyl. And a big part of it is since it is open, since you can apply to get permits now, I just want to be able to experience it, you know, if it does become this highly, for like weird people like myself, touristy destination, you know, things like that. When it gets to a point like that, I'm one of those people, when I explore abandoned places, I go in, I leave everything untouched. I leave everything how I found it. It really bothers me when people go into these places like that, and it just ruins the experience, because people start tagging things, and I don't know, you just lose this whole, you know, impact it's supposed to have on you, and how you're supposed to experience something like that when people go through and just destroy things. And yeah, so that's one of my other reasons for wanting to go, you know, hopefully soon. But anyways, with that said, I am not a scientist, so that's just been something that I've been doing a lot of research on lately, as, you know, how dangerous is this for me to go in there. There is an option to go visit the control room next to Reactor 4. That's something I don't think I want to do, because that's just a little too close. I feel like that I just, you know, I do want to be kind of safe about this, because like I said, I don't believe everything I read about this stuff. And, you know, again, it goes back to my question, is how safe is this really? And that's something that's a little outside of my comfort zone. My goal is to take like a, you know, like a 3-hour tour or something like that, and then leave and then get out. And they do take a lot of, you know, precautions and things like that. I heard, like, you know, they don't want you getting on the grass and things like that, and, you know, you really have to stay on course, which I would, of course, it's going to be extremely crucial. And yeah, so I don't know. There's one YouTuber that I do watch, and I think she is insane. I mean, I love her videos. They're crazy. Her name's BioNerd23, I think it is. She's obsessed with Chernobyl as well, and she has just like gone in and gone rogue inside Chernobyl. It's insane, like the things that she explores. I mean, it's just really awesome. But then I think about, like, I would probably never do that because I know that's extremely dangerous. But again, I don't know. I'm just, that's where I'm coming from, guys, with this year. So that is a place that I definitely want to go to, but I'm just trying to figure out if I should actually do that or if I should give it time still. I don't know. And I feel like, you know, it's becoming a place that is getting a little more buzz again, which is a bad thing, but you know, maybe it's a good thing with it getting more buzz. You know, anything like this, of course, does come with a great deal of risk, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, that is my video for today. Let me know, I guess, like weird place you guys are wanting to go to. And also, have any of you guys ever wanted to go to Chernobyl too? I'm taking in people because I have like maybe 3 people actually. I went like 6, but I have about 3 people, I think, that said, like, came up to me like, Morgan, are you still wanting to go to Chernobyl? Because I might be interested. And so I'm trying to get people to go with me, because that's actually, of course, one place I definitely do not want to go to by myself. I am very open to traveling alone, but just I've heard like the process of actually getting there is quite the journey, and it's not an easy one. So that's one place that I definitely want people to be with me when I do this. But anyways, leave me some comments down below. Tell me how insanely crazy I am for wanting to do this. But like I said, guys, this has been like a dream of mine for 12 years. I'm weird. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just, I mean, like I said, guys, I could continue this video for like an hour and get like really nitty gritty into details of this and tell you all this other crazy stuff. But I'm gonna spare all you guys with that and just leave it as this. But anyways, yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.